Mr. Barlow, you say your 8 kids look exactly like you, but the defendant's son, Jabril, looks nothing like you. And that's because you're not his father, and you know who is. Am I correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Winslow, you stand in court stating that Mr. Barlow is your son's biological father, but also say if he's not, there's a good reason for it.
That's correct, Your Honor.
So, Mr. Barlow, tell us why you doubt Jabril and who you believe his real father is.
Your Honor, I doubt these things due to the fact that during the time of Jabril's conception, I was away. You understand? And as I was away,
Your Honor. He was around enough for us to conceive and
while as I was away, you understand? While as I was away, I believe she was sleeping with the landlord.
You do?
Yeah.
And that's not possible, Your Honor. The landlord...
Why do you believe that? What evidence do you have? Did you hear something?
Nah, while I was away, I would call all the time because I got a long past of infidelity. I got a long history of infidelity.
A very long history.
And so I left. When I went away, she said payback's a
okay,
straight leg.
let's use appropriate language.
Exactly what she
I
said.
never stated that, Your Honor.
So
he comes
now
up with
I go away.
I've never stated that.
While I'm away, I'm calling and stuff. She says, yo, you calling me, he here. Call me back.
Your Honor, the landlord was there at the house.
So you're saying when you would call, the landlord would be there and she'd tell you to call back?
Yeah.
He was doing his landlord responsibility.
So why hang up on me when I'm paying for the phone call?
Because I need my undivided attention to see what's going on with the house.
So, Mr. Barlow, clearly if the landlord's gonna repair something in the apartment, he has to be in the apartment. So if she says, I'm gonna call you back because the landlord is here, just because he wants to make sure he's fixing the right thing?
I'm calling at 10 p.m. and he there.
You calling at 10 and he's there.
Yeah,
the landlord's at the house at 10 p.m.
Yeah,
and you
putting
know why,
together
Your
beds
Honor?
and stuff.
You know why,
putting
Your
together
Honor?
beds.
You know why, Your Honor?
Putting together the beds?
Yeah.
You know why,
I'm
Your
like,
Honor?
how he
because he doesn't have contractors. He does things.
So what his so-called girlfriend thinking about
building
this?
himself. He doesn't have a hired contractor. He's doing everything himself. So if he has to come at 10 o'clock at night to fix some water that's leaking from my roof with 3 children in my house, then that's what he's gonna do.
Well, Mr. Barlow said he was there fixing some beds.
Okay, now, when I'm in the house, I'm pregnant with Mr. Barlow's baby. I can't put bunk beds together. I can't put these entertainment center together. So yeah, if Mr. Barlow is absent and he can't do it, who else is gonna do it?
Okay, listen. This man running a business. Now, you gotta pay me $2,500 for rent, right? For what reason do I say, okay, you ain't got it, just give me $300?
This is what happened. When I moved into this apartment building, I had got duped by a crooked person. The landlord that I was supposed to move into a house in, I paid him $2,000. Okay, what I went to do is get my lights cut on, and they told me that the place that I was trying to rent wasn't even rentable. Therefore, I'm driving around in a U-Haul with no place to go. I come across the landlord, and I tell him I have no money. I just gave my $2,000 to a landlord that was crooked, and I can't even move in the house. So what he says to me is, okay, well, since you don't have anything right now and I see you with your 3 children in a U-Haul truck, you can move in without giving me anything. And when you get the deposit back from the previous landlord, then you can start paying me.
So, Mr. Barlow, your point was he may have been interested in her or something because instead of the $2,500 that was...
Who gonna take $300?
He just took $300.
Someone who felt sorry for us.
All right, now check this out. Hold up. I'm taking $300 from you out of 25. I'm a businessman now, but yet you didn't just give me the other $2,200, but I'm buying you furniture. I'm buying your son a bed, and I'm giving you a refrigerator.
What furniture did he buy?
You understand?
What he's talking about
did he
is
buy?
I didn't have a bed.
living room
Winslow,
set.
just a second.
A living room set, a kitchen set. Like once again, the bed that he put together. You understand what I'm saying?
So you say he's down there, he's over there doing a lot of manly duties.
Yeah, but how about this? I'm away and over 80 times, no exaggeration, over 80 times I call and I'm like, yo, what's up, babe? Hey, I can't talk right now. Click. And so I call right back.
You know what?
Hey, yo, you know what? We can't talk right now. Click. Hey, yo, I got the landlord here. Click.
You said over 80 times.
Over 80 times.
Yeah, I know.
You called and she basically just hung up
Yeah,
on you.
hang up on me. Then when I came home one time, I pop up.
He calls to hold the phone. He calls to try to see if he can hear noise in the background. I'm at home with 3 boys. I don't have time for him to hear let me hear who's in the background.
Be
quiet. Let me see what's going
you're not dealing with.
That's his own insecurities because of his past and all the cheating he has done on me. He expected because I haven't cheated on him. You know what the real problem is, Your Honor? Mr. Barlow didn't know what the landlord looked like. So when he finally saw the landlord, he was like, oh, I thought the landlord was old. When he found out he was around our age, that's when his insecurities came in.
I came home one time, I just popped up, right? I pop up one time, they crossing the street. I think the dude is stranger because I ain't never met him yet. And so they walking across the street and I'm like, yo, I approached all of them. Hey, what y'all doing with this stranger? What you doing with my children? They like, he ain't a stranger, he the landlord. You know, they got ice cream and sodas. He coming in, you know what I'm saying? And then I come home another time, they playing football, you know what I'm saying? They playing ball. He always at the house. For what?
That's a very nice landlord.
Yeah, he's very nice.
So
he's very nice.
Mr. Barlow, you say you feel like the baby doesn't look like you.
Man, he look like this dude. Only reason I can't tell you that they got the same hair color because he bald head.
My son obviously has African-American features. However, he doesn't look like me or Mr. Barlow.
So what you're saying is your son is very fair-skinned.
Like,
oh, he's a beautiful little boy.
Yeah, that's me.
And so you feel like when you look at him, though, you don't see any resemblance.
Nah, he ain't me.
He doesn't look like me or Mr. Barlow. So now that leads me to believe the only way that this baby is not this man's child is if he's not mine. I believe something happened at the hospital, and it would devastate me, Your Honor. I have a strong connection with my son. Now, if this boy isn't my son, that means not only do I have to find out who he actually belongs to, but then I have to find out where my biological child is.
This is a first in this courtroom. You're saying that you question whether or not you're this child's mother.
Yes,
and this is really upsetting you. You're serious.
Yes, I'm serious because every day when I go somewhere, whether it's the grocery store, wherever we go, the doctor, we went to a place for my kids to jungle gym jumping, and a Hispanic lady sat there and she was like, is he Hispanic? Is he mixed or something? I did a research online. The research is right here.
Let me see that.
And
what did you research?
28,000 babies have been switched at the hospital and find out later on that their parents aren't their biological children.
Let me be clear. You pulled up research, and this is research that talks about the fact that there are about 28,000 babies that get switched at birth in the hospital.
In the hospital.
Every year. Now, sometimes that's temporary, but sometimes permanently.
Sometimes permanently. I just want to know.
And you have so much doubt, not just surrounding the paternity, but also as to whether or not you're the child's mother, because everywhere you go, people are asking you.
Everywhere I go. Everywhere I go. It's like, it's so unfair because they treat me like I'm a kidnapper. It's really not funny. It's not a joke.
I'm going to take a moment. I want to look through my paperwork and make sure I have some answers before we go any further. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
So give me a moment. Court is adjourned until further notice. We're back in session in the case of Barlow versus Winslow. You've claimed this child could have been switched at birth.
Yes, Your Honor.
So I needed to go back to my chambers. I needed to do some research. I needed to look through the results. I had to find the maternity portion of the results so that I could confirm whether or not you are, in fact, Jabril's mother. These results state that the probability of maternity is 99.9999%. You, Ms. Winslow, are Jabril's mother.
Thank you, Your Honor. That's all I needed to hear, Your Honor.
And I can see you're truly relieved.
It's a weight lifted off of my shoulder.
So Mr. Barlow, you truly believe there's another reason why the child doesn't look like you.
I believe that was just an excuse. Like I said, excuses are only good for those who use them. If he's not yours, he would switch that birth.
That's something that I strongly believe. Do you think I would play with something like that, Your Honor? That's something serious. That's hurtful. I have been living with this, as I stated, since he was born. I have cried to my mother about this.
As soon as my son was born,
why
the
would I
landlord
make
came
up
to the house
something
to
like
see
that?
the baby.
So what does the landlord look like?
Your Honor, the landlord is Colombian.
And when you go places, people say the baby looks Hispanic, and Mr. Barlow is convinced that it's the landlord's baby because he's Colombian.
That's correct. And I have never cheated on this man. I've been with this man for 11 years, off and on. Throughout the whole time I've been with him, he have not only had twins on me, but triplets as well. So it's not like it's just like a little simple thing, like he hasn't done anything to me. He has done the most. Yes, as a woman, I stand here with my backbone, and I've accepted all of his wrongdoing. And I still love him to death, to the bottom of my heart. So why would I wait till he's in...
Excuses are best for those who use them. You understand what I'm saying?
Mr. Barlow, you're serious. You believe this landlord has a little bit too much of a presence in your life?
Man, he had too much of a presence in their life. I was always away.
He had a presence in our lives because he wasn't there.
There'd be times I'll sit there,
he calls the baby
and
son.
I talk to my baby. Yeah.
So you do call Jabril your son?
He does. And he signed the birth certificate.
And Jabril calls you his daddy?
Yeah, he say dada. And he could say that Papa. He say Padre.
He can
say a lot of Spanish stuff.
He does not.
You know what
That's him being funny, Your Honor. He does not
say a lot of
speak
Spanish stuff.
He does not.
You know what I mean? Like,
you saying the child speaks Spanish too?
Your Honor.
Your
Honor, he doesn't speak Spanish. My son talk baby talk, like normal babies. Normal.
And what's the evidence you were going to present?
The birth certificate.
I pocket loose here, go straight to the light switch and try to cut it off.
Well, that's great. It's nothing wrong with a child being bilingual, but you saying it makes you feel like...
It's hereditary.
It's not. It's not hereditary.
No, it actually isn't.
Okay.
Anyway, the evidence you were going to present.
The birth certificate, Your Honor, that Mr. Barlow so gracefully signed.
So, Mr. Barlow, this is your name?
Yes,
listed as the father on the birth certificate?
Yes, it is.
So
I was there during the delivery. I was there to sign the birth certificate because there's no way for me to say, this is not my child. I got 9 children. And out of those other 8 children, there's been spots in their life that I missed. And I said, if this child is mine, I will not miss one single day.
There's no if, Your Honor.
And I was there. Even when I was there signing that, I told her, and she could tell you, after this, you get a DNA test, we'd be fine. But we left that alone.
But you understand that by signing this birth certificate, you're considered to be this child's legal father.
I am his legal father right now.
And so you well, yes, you are.
You understand
but
what I'm
saying is you're also still questioning whether or not you're his biological father.
And it shouldn't be a question, Your Honor. He knows that this is his son.
Yes, Your Honor.
If I open the results and it has been determined that, in fact, this landlord or someone else is Jabril's biological father, you understand because you signed the birth certificate, you are still considered the legal father and you'll be responsible financially to support this child?
Yes, Your Honor. We got home, the landlord was there looking at the baby.
That's not
when you
true.
came home from the hospital?
That's not
yeah,
true, Your Honor.
Home,
the landlord
was right there in the kitchen.
To collect rent.
Whatever, that you wasn't paying. But anyway.
Well, how was he there to collect it if I wasn't paying it?
All right.
Your Honor, he's being foolish. Trust me, if I was sleeping with the landlord, I wouldn't have had to scrape up that rent money.
Hey. and I believe because she was, that's the reason she didn't have to scrape it up. So, you know what I'm saying? Hey, yo, give me that. That's fine. Thank you.
I'm tired of talking about the rent money. I want to talk about the paternity. I'm ready for the results. These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics, and they read as follows. It has been determined by this court, Mr. Barlow, you are the father.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor.
So, the bottom line is you are the mother and you are the father. And ultimately, you two have got to get past all of this that you've brought upon yourselves. Because sometimes when you live in confusion, you can't grow, you can't build. But a child needs to grow up in a family that is healthy. And all this questioning and talking about one another, I mean, you didn't even know if you were the child's mother. I mean, this is how crazy it got, that there was so much doubt in your house, you had people convincing you weren't the mother.
That's true, Your Honor, I did.
Ms. Stokes, you say your efforts to be honest with the defendant about a brief fling with another man backfired. And now he's denying he fathered your 4-year-old son, Decanter. You are fed up and intend to prove paternity today. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Kizart, you claim your sources tell you that Ms. Stokes' definition of one other man works only if you multiply that number by at least 4.
Yes, sir.
You say both eyewitnesses and science will prove she is a liar and there is no way you are her child's father. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
So, Ms. Stokes, how did your efforts to be honest backfire on you?
Well, being open and honest, obviously my family is at risk, my marriage. He doesn't even sleep in the bed with me. So, yeah, my child's life, his life, my life. So it's definitely, you can see right there, Your Honor, where he sleeps at.
So this is where he sleeps?
That's not even his pillow, though, by the way. That's our son's pillow that you take and you put on the floor.
Now you say R.
And so, really, I mean, this is not funny. When a man goes and sleeps on a wood floor, that means there's a real disconnect here. And this paternity secret, this paternity doubt, is what's causing it.
Yes.
And you may not get to walk down that aisle.
Yes, Your Honor.
If, in fact, it is proven that Decanter is not Mr. Kizart's biological child.
It's his child.
So she said.
So take me back to your relationship. How did you meet?
We met at a friend's house. You know, can I take you out? I said, you know what, cool. You know, I'm not really a person that really likes to go out, but I love the library. The library is my favorite place to go. We meet up at the library, and right then and there, we said that we was gonna make it official. We was together, we are idol. Okay, so that's what I'm thinking, we're one. Come to find out, the females. Asked him how many females he was talking to on Facebook. So you know what I do? I hack his phone.
And what do you find?
Him talking to female after female after female. I'm talking about, you're not just going from one to the next. You know how you have the previews and the next one? No, you're going from page to page to page. Females, nothing but females, Your Honor.
So we can see the relationship wasn't going well at this point. What happens in the relationship?
We stayed together for 3-4 years.
We broke up in 2013.
All right.
So 2 years.
So you stayed together, and then in 2013, you broke up.
Yes.
What happens during this breakup?
He don't want to stop talking to females. So what I decided to do, I snapped, I blew up. Yes, I'm not gonna lie. Look, you don't want to stop, then guess what? I'm finna show you, you got the right one today. My heart is no joke. Your heart is no joke.
I was basically...
My time is precious, just like your time is precious. You let an insider come in and mess us up. Seriously? Seriously?
I was basically controlling my
feelings. And so, Mr. Kizart, you believe Ms. Stokes was dating other men while you were broken up?
I have witnesses. I have my brother right here and multiple other witnesses.
Well, let me hear from this witness. Please stand, sir. Step over to the podium. State your name for the record, sir.
My name is Brandon Thompson.
Mr. Thompson, in what relationship are you to Mr. Kizart?
Mr. Kizart, we've been friends for years. It's like my brother.
All right, you've been friends for years.
Years with my brother.
And so, what do you know about Ms. Stokes' actions?
Nothing.
that relates to this paternity question?
There was a guy that she was messing with around the same time that her and Trey had broken up. So it only makes sense that, you're not trying to go seek out this guy, but you're putting it all on my brother. And I don't want it coming out that, his girl is messing around.
So was she dating any other men besides this one you just described?
She had 4. It was 4 other guys that I can tell of. 4 other guys, 4.
If you're gonna tell the truth, tell nothing but the truth. We in court, baby. Tell the truth. Tell the truth. Excuse me. Your Honor, when I met him, I was not the argumentative type. I was the type that you say something wrong and boop, boop. That's the type I was. Excuse me.
No,
I have the floor. Anyway,
I was confused about it, so I had to let him know.
Excuse me.
I had to let him know that he needs to get that tested.
Your Honor, like I was saying.
What happened to the library?
Those were one of the good times we were talking about.
I mean, I feel like, wow.
He don't want to go to the library. He don't go to the library with me. I go by myself or with my son. With my son.
I mean, it's just like this thing went just out of control. I'm not understanding. So the bottom line is, Mr. Thompson, it is your testimony. You saw, witnessed.
Personally.
Miss Stokes involved with at least 4 other men.
Yep.
Thank you for your testimony. You may be seated.
Which was
so, Mr. Kizart, tell me about when you found out Miss Stokes was pregnant.
She actually told me.
When was this? Were you broken up? Were you together?
Yeah, we was broken up for like a few weeks. She came to me and told me it's a possibility that you might be the father because I'm pregnant. Of course, we was actually trying to conceive a child for the whole time that we were together. That was
even when you were broken up, you were still trying to have a baby?
We was trying to work things out, basically.
Yes, we
was.
was.
We was trying to work
he didn't wear a condom, so you was definitely trying to have a baby. Come on now.
We were trying to have a baby.
Excuse me. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure it out. It does not. For real.
She told me, and at the same time, when she told me about the pregnancy, she also told me that she was entertaining other men, so.
If you want more episodes of Paternity Court, make sure to subscribe and click on the notification bell. Is that correct, Ms. Stokes?
Yes. But it don't say men like it was more than one because it was only one.
That's what you told me.
Excuse me. The judge is talking to me, not you. Stay in your place.
See?
Excuse me.
Ms. Stokes, I don't even have to touch the gavel with you.
Man.
You just got it all under control.
I'm sorry, I've been through a lot in my life and I'm just not gonna let nobody do me any type of way, say anything about me, or just make it seem like this is my child that's on the line right here. This is his life.
Yeah.
I'm his mother.
Yeah.
I'm his mother. Y'all making me out like some bad person? Boy, I done gave my whole life to you. I have no family. I have nobody.
Yeah.
Nobody to depend on, nothing.
Yeah.
My whole foundation is wrapped around him, my son, and myself. So if he go, guess what? I'm gonna have to start all back over.
Yana.
Excuse me, Your Honor, nothing. You was full of it. Tell the truth. Tell the truth.
Yana,
and you
I had a decision to make.
He's not even a reliable.
Ms. Stokes, I wanted to give you an opportunity to just get it out.
Right.
Because I realized it had been brewing. And everybody has their ways of expressing themselves and dealing with disappointment, and I knew you needed to get that out. But you're gonna have to let me hear Mr. Kizart's side of the story as well, and I know it's upsetting. I can see how hurt you are. I can see it. So now, Mr. Kizart, I wanna come to you.
Okay.
She tells you she's pregnant, but she also says, I was with someone else.
Okay, so that reason of doubt right there. And like I said, we was together for like almost 10 years. And you have multiple miscarriages, multiple. And then you go out and sleep with somebody else and you get pregnant, have full term, and the child comes out and everything. And then we get back together. And we still, 5 years later, still no child. We've been trying to give him a brother or sister. She's been taking paternity pills and all that stuff to help you get pregnant and everything. Still no child. She just had another miscarriage, like not even a month ago. So I have a diaphragm to show you right now.
You have a diagram.
Yeah, I brought a diaphragm.
I'd like to see.
So somebody made you got a PhD.
If you would like
and
to see.
And you became a professor.
If you would like to see, I would like to show
you are hilarious.
I would like you to show me the diagram you brought.
Clown. You are full of it.
Like I said, we've been together almost 10 years. She had 4 miscarriages, as you can see. And then we broke up, and then all of a sudden, bam, she's pregnant. But it might not be mine. Now, 4 years later, you know what I'm saying? 3 more miscarriages. I don't even know if I can me and her can conceive have a successful child. That's why I want to find out if this is my child or not.
So you don't believe you two are compatible, that you can make children together?
I mean, all these reasons of doubt, I don't think so.
All right, you may step back to the podium.
Who made you a PhD? When did you go get your degree?
I'm just stating the facts.
What college is you teaching at? Please
Facts
let me know.
don't lie.
So I can go. Baby,
Men
that's not
lie,
facts.
women lie,
That's
numbers
not facts.
don't lie.
That's not
Plain and
facts. That's not facts. It's people out here that had miscarriages and still doctors tell them that look, ma'am, you might not never be able to have a kid, you know, and it still happens.
Understood.
It still happens. So you bringing up this chart is pretty much useless.
Well, in fact, Mr. Kizart is not a doctor, but
exactly,
because this situation is so important to this case and this information is so compelling, I did call upon a doctor. And Jerome, I would like you to please escort Dr. Frida Fisher into the courtroom. I have some questions for her. Thank you.
Go right up to the witness stand next to the judge.
Now you making a chart like you got a multiplication chart or something. Like, who are you?
I'm stating facts.
That's
all. I'm stating facts.
You're hilarious.
Dr. Fisher, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
Is it possible that a certain couple, that two particular people, can not be compatible enough to create a baby that would go full term?
Absolutely. It is possible. Depending on the genetic makeup of the two people, it is possible that once their genes combine with each other, that it can lead to genetic abnormalities or chromosomal abnormalities. In fact, chromosomal abnormalities account for 50% of miscarriages. Even if the mother is a picture of health, even if the father is in perfect health, but it is possible that two people are not compatible.
What are the medical odds that two people who've had this many miscarriages together can actually have a successful pregnancy?
It does decrease the odds, but it is still possible that these two people can have a successful, viable pregnancy. But if you ask the question based purely on statistics and probability, then it would be more likely for the other partner to be the father. But again, I state, it is not impossible for the defendant to be the father, even with the other miscarriages.
And so, in a very strange way, both the plaintiff and the defendant's testimonies are true and possible.
Yes.
Giving the medical research, which in a courtroom like this equals doubt.
Not to mention, every time we fight, she, give me my child, give me my child. You know what I'm saying? That type of stuff just, like, okay, take your child. Obviously, it ain't mine.
Reason why is because, yes, I'm the one carried him for 38 weeks, not you.
So why would I
Excuse me, not you.
I'm not the type of person that's finna take.
He pack his stuff, Your Honor, and he will leave. All right, bad. You won't really spend time with him. If a person was really a real man, if you know you finna leave your girlfriend, wife, fiance, baby mama, whoever she is, and she's the mother of your child, I'm gonna take all the time I can and spend time with that child, my child, you know, before I leave, and you not see me every single day. You're not gonna wake up and see my face. Hey, good morning.
Well,
Daddy.
it's clear, listen, it is clear you two aren't seeing eye to eye on much of anything right now. And that is the real scary thing that I see going on here. This exchange is very toxic, and I can see the tears in your eyes, Ms. Stokes, and I can feel your energy across the room. I know this has been extremely difficult. 4 years of this?
And a person been talking about it to him, and I'm only finding out it on my son's 4th birthday. So you imagine how I feel. Just get out the hospital, just lose a baby, just been told I might be like, lose my life, and move. My body ain't even healed. But
and
you know what news I did get is this.
But this is why this moment is so important, because we need the truth. We need it. We can't go on like this. With that said, I need you to take a deep breath for me, Miss Stokes. Just take a deep breath. It's gonna be all right. Either way. Jerome, let's have the envelope, please. These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics, and they read as follows. In the case of Stokes versus Kizart, when it comes to 4-year-old Decanter Kizart, it has been determined by this court, Mr. Kizart, you are the father.
Kiss it. It's we done.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
I'm done. I don't want to see you, nothing. I'm cool on you and you. God bless you. Have a nice life. You can see your son whenever you want to. Right. Hit my cell.
Listen. Look at me, Miss Stokes. You think I don't know what you've had to deal with? You think I don't understand? Baby, the miscarriages alone. You just been through so much. And I just don't want you to get so hardened by the hurt that you just can't let anything in. We've gone from medical mystery to medical miracle. in about 8 minutes. I mean, I get a chill. I just got a chill. We did. And I don't want you to miss out on the beauty of that because you're just so angry.
I'm hurt.
I know.
Really hurt.
We know.
Despite the miscarriages, I'm glad I got one.
Absolutely.